Hi, this is Lady Lex UK, and this is part of my How to Make a Platformer series. In this tutorial, we'll be showing you how to make a block that you can pick up and carry and put down on a platform that will turn something on. So in this instance, I've got a little light switch. So let's see what I've built. Okay, so if I walk up to this little switch here and stand on, it turns the light off, but obviously as soon as I come away, the light doesn't come on. So this is the sort of thing that you have when you are trying to open up a door and you need to put something heavy on here. So this is for puzzle platformers and other adventure games as well. So it's not just a platforming thing. It can be used for all sorts of adventures. But this is how to make a pressure pad, basically, with a block. So over here I have a block, so I'm going to pick it up and then I'm going to carry this over and pop it down, and there we go. That is now keeping the light on, and we're done. And I can pick that up again like that. There we go. I'm not holding anything while I'm doing this. This is a switch on, switch off situation. R2 to pick up, R2 to put down. There we go. Right then, let's have a look at the code. Now you might be thinking, this is a really complicated thing. I can never be able to make one of these. Actually, this is quite simple. Let's start off with the pressure pad. So what we're looking for here is I've got a trigger zone on top of my pressure pad, and this one is looking for a label of box. If we go and look at our box, and if I open that up, you'll see I've named it box. So anything called box now is going to set off this trigger zone, and we also want the player to be able to set it off, so we have an audio trigger zone with a possessed controller sensor as well. So it's looking for either of those. So we've got an OR gate, so either of these, OR gate. And then I've got a keyframe, and this keyframe, you just move the switch down. So you just pick up you put in a keyframe like this, and then you just move this into position like that, and there's your keyframe. So that will move that down like that. There we go. So that's all you do. So that's that. I've got a sound effect of the switch, and then this is wired up to the light. Now if it was a door, you'd wire it up to the door mechanics, or you'd wire it up to a destructor that maybe destroys something that's in the way, or whatever it is that is the activation for putting your block on there. So there we go. There is our switch. Now let's have a look at our puppet and our block. So here is our block, and we already know that I've called it box, like so. And we've got in here, start off with, we've got a tag. This is called carry. So we put a tag called carry on anything we want to carry, and our puppet is looking for, with the trigger zone, that tag. So there is the trigger zone in front of the puppet, so that you can only activate this if the box is in front of him, like so. And there's a trigger zone carry there. So once this has been activated, I've got an AND gate here, so it goes through into this AND gate and out to a text displayer. This text displayer says R2. That tells the player what they need to press. Over here we've got a wireless receiver for R2 is if the player is standing in front of this box and they press R2, and that's from this, that's from this in here. So I've linked up the R2 button to a transmitter that I've called R2, and this is now looking for that transmission to say R2, pick it up. I then got a signal manipulator. This is toggled on to make a switch, so that if you press R2 first time, it toggles it on. If you press R2 a second time, it toggles it off. So that's a on-off switch, and that is put into this AND gate, which has got A and B sockets. So the A socket is to see, is it an object we can carry? And have I pressed R2? If that is true, then we've got a teleporter and we've got a keyframe. And we've also got a NOT gate, which goes into here. So we know that if we pick up our object, this text displayer is no longer going to be shown. So that's a NOT gate into there. So that's the A and B for carry. So have we detected a carry object, and have we picked it up? If we've not picked it up and we've got the carry, then we show the text display. Right, this is the hard bit, the teleporter. Let me just this is looking for a tag called carry position, and this is going to teleport with matching target position and orientation the box, and this is the carry position tag. There it is there, and that is where the box, where if you look at the teleport, it's a bit, this is where it gets complicated. Okay, so that box there is going to teleport to this. Now you might have to fiddle about with this to get this in the right position, but you want it, so I want the box slightly tilted up so that y-axis is slightly pulled back, and I want it so that when you pick it up at the handles, and this is the position I want the box in when you're carrying it. If we look at the keyframe, that is putting my puppet into its carry position, so its head is back, his arms are up, his knees are bent, and the box will be in front of him there. So you need to experiment with this to get these in the right position. You might need to put it into test mode, get it to the position, then put it back into create mode and just manipulate it around until you get it in the right position so that he's holding the handles and the box is in the right place. I also make this box non-collidable with that keyframe by going into the box properties and turning off collidable. You want it to be collidable normally, just you don't want it collidable if he's got it picked up, so that it doesn't interfere with the puppet if it hits him. Otherwise you can have your puppet being knocked, heads can come off and all sorts of things. It's just a bit awkward. Right, so let's make a new box. So first of all, I'm going to just close all this down, and make sure I am not inside anything, not grouped with anything. I'm going to make a new box. Let's make it a nice bright red colour. There we go. So we know it's our new box. Put that down. First thing, we're going to name it box so it can be detected by our switch. So if I was to put that on the top of there, you see, it's immediately detecting our box. So that's good. Good for a start. That all works. Right, now we're going to put a microchip on our box. Open that up. We'll put a tag. for carry. You want to say this is something I can carry. Then we're going to need an AND gate and another AND gate for down there. And I need a text gadget. So these little brackets here, this is how you use the emoji and icons available from Media Molecule, the black and white ones that you can colour. So it's got things like all the buttons, button icons that you need, some images from some of the gadgets and things. So if you want to go find out a list, there is on In Dreams, the list there. Or if you want to see the full list of emojis that are available, you can go to my website, type emoji into the search, and there's a page there that gives you all the emoji codes so you can see all the images. There we go. So anyway, there's R2. I'm going to make that in scene, and I want that on top of the box. There, like that. And it might be a good idea to always face camera, and always on top as well, so we can always see the text gadget, doesn't matter which angle you're at. Right, so there we go, there's the R2. Now we're going to put in our receiver, and we're going to be looking for the R2 transmitter. So I push down on the D-pad to select that, and I'm going to put in my switch, signal manipulator, signal in, and then I'm going to custom remap and just press that one there. That toggles it on and off, and that goes into there. So we need tag to there, tag to there, and then I need a NOT gate. So when this is not activated, then I want the text to display like so. There we go. Right, so here is our AND gate. So we've got to put in our teleporter. And we want to match the Utaric orientation, and the tag is carry position. So down the D-pad for that, and that's going to turn on when we activate it. Now let's have a look at this. We want the X, where the X is, where it's point. That's where the player is going to be standing, basically. So this is where you'd put your handles. So you can move this around. So make sure the Y is vertical, if you can get that nice and vertical like that. So I've got it so it's the same as the microchip. It won't. And then this is where you would put your handles. If you had handles on your box. It's entirely up to you how you design this. So that's when you need that. And now let's create our keyframe. And so we're going to go into our puppet. I'm going to make sure puppet mirror is on. I'm going to lift his arms up like that. And I'm going to bend his legs. And I'm just tip his hands like that. And I'm going to tip him backwards a bit, and his head's going to go back a bit. There we go, that's the sort of position I want. Press record. And also in this keyframe, we want to turn the collision off on our box. So I'll just open up the box properties, get to the right page, go into the keyframe, sorry, L1 and X, and then just non-collidable. Done. So that's added it to that keyframe, and then we wire that up. And another thing that I haven't remembered to do for this box is you need to go into properties and make it movable. Otherwise it will sort of float about in the air once you put it down. You want it so that gravity will take it, so that when you drop it, it will fall to the ground. And that should be it. That's our box. Let's test it out. R2. I've picked up my box. I can now carry this around. Pop it down. There we go. That's working fine. There we go. Right, now let's redo the carry position in our puppet. Like I say, this is the difficult part. So there's the carry position. Let's just delete it. So trigger zone carry, and that's pretty self-explanatory. That's in front of our puppet. Not awkward. And now we want to put in our tag. Excuse me. My house is very dry and I keep breathing in dust or something. I think it's the office. It's very dry because it's got lots of computers and things drying the air out. Right, carry, pause. Let me just make sure. You would create this first before you did the teleport. That's right. It's got to be the same letters. It's got to be the same. Otherwise it won't work. Right, carry position. Now at the moment the box is going to be at the floor, which is we don't want that. So we want the box. That's the front of the box. Excuse me. Pointing at the player. And I want that Y-tipped like that. Right, so I think that might be right. But I won't know until I try it. So let's go and pick up our box. So there we go. Now we can see that's a good position, but it's a little bit too far away. So we need to move it a little bit closer. How's that? It's not bad, but you'll notice there's a twist. It's capturing it there. So we haven't got it quite right. So like I say, this will involve a little bit of tweaking. Let's try that. That's better. He's still not quite touching it, but you can see, yeah. So it needs to be a bit more forward. And so it's all about trial and error with this, I'm afraid. You can pretty much judge it. You get better at it the more you do it. There you go, that'll do. That's not bad. I haven't put handles on this box, but you'll see where you need to put the handles after you've got the position correct, and then you can put the handles in position if you want these handles on your box. So there we go. Hope that was useful for you. That is a carry box, and this dream is this scene is available to be remixed in the Dreamiverse. It's part of my tutorial collection, and the link is in the description. So have a play about with this and see how you can manipulate and change it and use it for your own games. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.